Hello to everybody that is watching this video. Hope you realize that, you're not perfect, and of course you do things in your life that aren't what you imagine. But why do you do them if they're so bad for you, okay? For example, video games aren't good for you. So why do you play them? Because you want to have fun, You want to have fun. You say you want to eat Doritos, they aren't, but they aren't good for you. So why do you eat them? Because they taste good, But why do you stalk them when you're overthinking? Why do you text them when you know you shouldn't? Why do you keep lusting when you know you shouldn't? Why do you do that? Because you want to. Because you give in. And when you give in, you feel vulnerable. You feel weak after. And then you say to yourself, why did I just do that? Or sometimes you don't regret it. And, that's not what you want. Okay? Because for me, what was bad for me was, I wanted this girl. I really wanted this girl. I tried so hard. But she lied to me. She manipulated me. And I just found out that she cheated on me during a relationship. And I still want her. But I'm realizing, why do I want her? Because I like it. Because I like her. I like being around her. But I know it's bad for me, So why would you settle for less when you know it's good for you, but you know you like it too, So let's say you play video games, Now do this, Now instead of playing video games, do something that correlates to it, but also follow your dreams, So for me, I love wasting my time watching YouTube videos. And now I post YouTube videos, because that's my dream. This is me following my dream. This is me following my goals, Or let's say, you hate, you love Doritos, Now, this make something that tastes like Doritos, but it's healthy for you, Now, see that pleasure from, lusting, Now turn to God, and He'll drive you away. You'll benefit you. I promise you like it. I'll promise you'll like that lust freeness, free from the bondage of lust, things like that. Because I know she's not good for me, She cheated on me. She lied to me. She made me feel horrible. She made me cry at night. And now she's doing this to me. I know she's bad for me. I know it. And that's why I'm letting go. That's why I'm trying to find a new thing, Not, finding a new girl, but, find something that helps me, Such as finding God, finding the gym, finding Bible, finding things that I know will benefit me. And you should do the same. It's called replacing the routine that, that you always had, that you always liked, but now it's replacing it with better things, replacing it with things that benefit you, not drugs, not alcohol, not, late night stuff that will hurt you when you're all alone, when you're sitting in your room all alone looking at the ceiling, at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's not going to help you, because you're going to hurt the whole time when you're there, You miss that. It's just, you're so addicted to it that you make whatever you do, it like becomes part of your routine, like video games, Like, obviously I'm not saying you gotta stop right away, but you gotta stop gradually, Gotta say like, let's say you play 6 hours a day, Now say tomorrow I'll play 5 hours. Tomorrow I'll play 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, then it's gone. And now you have more time to focus on you, focus on your goals, focus on yourself. And this will help you find true peace. Okay? So help you find what is truly meaningful to you. Because I know video games aren't meaningful to you. If it is, then you can, then, then make a living out of it, And that's what I'm saying, because I want you to make your life meaningful to you. But I'm telling you, most of the time, video games, these things that are bad for you isn't the way to go, I promise you they aren't. It hurts. I'm trying my hardest. I just want to go home and cry every day, but I know that's not benefiting me. So instead of crying, because that's what I like to do, I like to cry and just think about her. Now instead of crying, I read the Bible. I pray, I pray to get this pain out of me, this stress out of me, and I told God to remove her from my life. She wasn't good for me, and he removed her because she cheated on me, she lied to me, she manipulated me, She told me that I need to work on myself, and I did all of that, I turned to God, I worked on my communication, I want to be a therapist so I can be a better husband or be a better father, I want to be so I can communicate better. But you know what she did? She cheated on me. She lied to me. She manipulated me. And I knew that wasn't good for me. So instead of coping like I would have, I almost took my life because I didn't know what to do about her. I almost took my life. But instead of doing that, I grew closer to God. I grew closer to the gym, I grew closer to my friends, And that's what benefits me, Being my friends, talking to my friends, talking to other people besides her, because I know she hurt me, I know it hurts. So why do you stalk them? Why do you stalk them if you know that you're gonna feel so miserable after you stalk them? After you check their Instagram page, seeing how they're with other boys, seeing they're with other friends, that you know are good for them. Why do you care if they're doing what they do? Okay, leave them be. If you love them, you let them go. Let them go. Let them be happy. I still love her. I'm letting her go with that boy because I know I can't do anything. But if this was makes her happy, I'll let her be happy. But I don't want anything to do with it anymore. Okay, and that's something I always wanted to get married to her. That's all I dreamed of. But now that it's gone, I just want her to be happy. I just, because if she's happy with that boy, then I did my job right. Okay, and I feel like I don't want anything to do with her anymore. I don't want to see her. I don't want to be with her anymore. If she comes back, I'm gonna tell her that I don't want her anymore because she hurt me, and you should too. You should, that's, I'm not saying it's a person or anything. If that thing comes back to you, you're all, and you like it, but it's not good for you, why would you give up what you have right now and fall back into the path that you knew that you've been trying to get out of, Stop lusting, stop being lazy. Do that goal you always wanted to do. Achieve your dreams. You have one life, and by the time your life's already over, you're gonna regret every single time you didn't achieve what you wanted to do. Okay? Because this is my dream, being a motivational speaker, and this is my dream. And I'm following it, because I don't care who sees it. I want them to know that I'm trying my hardest, and I'm trying my best to be somebody that I wanted to be, that I've always wanted to be, I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to take a month, a week, a day. I know it's not going to take that long. Because it's going to take longer than that, okay? And you should know that too. That it's going to take longer than you think. And you should realize that so you're prepared, so you don't expect it to happen in 1 week and say, why am I not feeling better? Because you have to put in the effort, to put in the time. You can't keep giving back. You can't keep giving up. You can't keep, going back to the things that hurt you, to the sins that hurt you. You need to run away from it. You need to benefit yourself, okay? You need to get away from what's hurting you. You gotta get away. Because you knew it hurt you. You knew it made you drive you away from what you really wanted, what you truly want as a person, as a real goal, okay? If the person, I know you miss them. I know you want them to come back. But look what they did to you, okay? Look what they did to you. I never thought but she manipulated me. You know, she told me that she never cheat on me. She never knew how. She never knew that, you know, that she would never do that. She would never break up with me. But there she is, you know. She's gone. She's already found a new boy, you know. It hasn't even been a week and she found a new boy. She cheated on me when we were dating, you know. And y'all realize that too. You know. I'm sorry, man, but it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know you just want to go and try. I know you want to just give up your life. But you can't stop. You can't pause the game and just say, I'm done. You know, you can't. You have to keep going. Look how far you came. Okay? It doesn't get easier. But because it only gets easier if you put in the work. Okay? You can't let time heal everything. It will heal. But you shouldn't be wasting your time waiting for time to heal. Okay? Act. Don't give up. Put in effort to grow. Okay? Okay. I know it's hard. I know you feel like giving up, but you can't give up. You're so far. Don't look back. You know, you're gonna improve so much, and you're gonna look back at whoever or whatever, and you say, why did I even want to do this? What did I even want to do with you? You know? And they're gonna come back, and they're gonna, I promise you, they're gonna say, I miss you, or they're gonna come back to you and try to enter your life again. But you're gonna be so far gone, you don't even know why you wanted them, you know? Because they never care. They never, you know, they only want you when you're up. I promise. Stay up there. Keep growing. Keep flying higher. Okay? Don't give up. Okay. Good luck. Okay, you're not alone. I'm still gonna post videos. You're not alone. Okay? Don't give up on me. I'm not gonna let you give up. Okay? Okay. Good luck. Don't stop trying. Peace.